There you go. Go ahead.
Okay. Basically, last month we had a presentation to the board. We laid out some problems that we saw and urged for better sanitation, better medical care, and better cooperation with the rescue since we are the rescues. We were awaiting a response. That didn't happen. Actually, what we got was a letter from their attorney stating that the law does not cover these meetings and that it's not public. The problem with that is it clearly states in the 2008-2009 taxes that we have a right to be there. Any person in the public does. So unfortunately, the first stance of the new director has been to try to hide everything rather than work with us, and so we're very disappointed at this point. This is basically a line in the sand, and we're not happy with it.
And what options did they offer you? Just sit and wait, basically? Is that what they told you?
Sit and wait until they offer a dialogue. They don't want anything us to be present while they discuss anything. They think that we're not disruptive. We never have been. We've been going the last 5 times. They feel like they can't discuss freely what's going on, which that's a problem as well because,
yeah, but they should be able to have those private discussions among themselves via email and things.
I agree.
If there's something they want to talk about that they don't want
and they shouldn't have to sugarcoat it for us. They should have laid out the truth, and I did feel like in the past that they weren't talking about everything, but that's not our problem. They need to make the changes so there's nothing really to hide.
And what are the changes that you're looking for?
We're looking for basically more sanitation because a lot of dogs and cats are dying from parvo and caliche virus for the cats. We're also looking for cooperation for the rescues. If we say that we want to pull a dog or cat, they should hold it and not just kill it within hours if we say that we're going to come pick it up. We have documented evidence of that. We want them to provide medical attention so that an animal is not suffering, and quick and expedient euthanasia if it is necessary. We do know of animals that have been left suffering and not euthanized. We're asking for a trap, neuter, and release program. We're asking for just a whole plethora of changes that are not that difficult. It should be what they're doing because something's terribly wrong. I mean, they're killing over 70% of just dogs and cats alone.
And the numbers are funny too, aren't they? If you look at the 2009 budget, they have a $6 million input, and they say it costs $5.4 million to run this place a year, and I find that hard to believe.
I find a lot of odd things. I would say go on GuideStar and look up their taxes. If you are an accountant or an attorney yourself, I am an attorney as well, then look and see if you see something funny. And then, we'll work on it together because I do see some problems with the taxes. Basically, they just told us.
Well, this is a very small facility, and if they get rid of the animals fairly quickly, I don't see why it would cost them $5.4 million to run it every year. Somebody's making a profit.
The executive director, I believe, a couple years ago, the older one, Norm Minson, was making about $109,000 a year. I believe that's what I read.
Okay.
So that's quite a bit for a director. I do not know how much this director is making. But
I heard that there are two members of management staff that make $130,000 in benefits and salary a year. Is that true?
I believe that's correct. I can show you the tax return and we can go over that. I think one of them is a vet as well, but the other one was a director. I do have some questions about some of the contracts that went through with the board of directors, looking into those, making sure that those were fair, because they were members of the board at that time. So I think, taking a good look at all their tax returns, because if they're saying that basically, oh, that's not true what we put in our tax return, I mean, that's, okay, so now, they're not public meetings anymore just because you say so. What other things do you put in your taxes, that you're not going to adhere to? So that's the problem.
And
they also have an open policy on their website.
Yes, I've seen the page.
They don't say open board meetings, but they do act like, you can just come in any time and watch. And it's not
But
true.
their tax return does say open board of directors meetings.
Yes, it does.
I read that.
There's a difference, yes. And we try to come in and look, and we're not welcomed. I have been, escorted out before for taking pictures in the stray building. Their reason is the strays are, private property, but they kill that private property, so I don't see why I can't take pictures and try to get them out.
Actually, there are signs posted all over the property that say you can't use a camera anywhere on the property.
Correct. Well,
that really doesn't fit with a y'all come open door policy that they have on their website.
I mean, just like that spay and neuter sign, it's all smoke and mirrors. They put that up, but ask them how many spays and neuters, low-cost ones, did you actually perform? You put a big sign up, but that doesn't mean it's happening. And we find that over and over. Yeah, we find that over and over that, they'll act like they have these programs. Well, what's really happening in these programs? You act like you have this open door policy. Well, we can't get in, we can't take any pictures.
Have you spoken to anybody with the Fresno County Board of Supervisors or the Mayor's office about this?
No, that's our next move.
We
have brought it to the attention of the city during the contract renewal. So we discussed a few other issues that we had with them, but we have not taken it to the Board of Supervisors yet.
With the city and the county under a lot of pressure to keep things under cost, I think there would be some public interest in this. So perhaps that's the way you need to go.
There should be. I mean, like any other, if you believe that things are not being spent correctly, things are not being done, they could be done better. I mean, why is one group that encourages some positive changes so hated?
Well, and what I've seen in their response is, well, we have to do it this way, or if we didn't do it like we do it, we couldn't do it, so there wouldn't be anybody to do it. Is that true?
That's incorrect, actually, because other places that are similar, with similar economics and demographics, have made changes. We're a part of a national movement. We're not just 10 people. We're actually 65 members that are working members that are reviewing their documents at all times, and also we're over 4,000 followers on Facebook. So we're part of a larger national movement on top of that. Part of the no-kill equation basically was started by Nathan Winograd, a Stanford-trained attorney who went and turned things around as being director in San Francisco and New York. So things can be changed. We're following his tenets for change and encouraging them here.
And isn't it actually less expensive to not have to euthanize and dispose of the bodies of so many animals?
Correct. There's some things that we just don't understand at all. Like if someone comes back to reclaim their animal that is clearly their family member, but they want to charge them $100, $200, $300 to reclaim the animal, I would think that they should just give the animal back. They're not going to get any money anyways. That animal would be better served just to live. So they should just sometimes return the animals if someone cannot afford it.
Well, yeah, I had heard that was a big problem, that people they impound animals, and then because they don't have the money for the...
Exactly. They also go door to door.
They have two
knocking,
agents, right?
Exactly, for licensing. So if they don't have the license, these people are intimidated, think that they owe money, and they end up giving their dog over.
So they're generating more animals to be
Absolutely,
killed.
they are generating. That's the exact opposite of what they should be doing.
Yeah. So, and they make a profit from that.
Yes, they do.
Because I was at one board meeting and I heard that they had brought in another $160,000 a year.
Although I've heard different things, from their board of directors meeting saying that it's not a profit, it actually costs them. Well, stop doing it if it costs them.
The board of directors I was at with Normanson, he said that the two agents that they have that go door to door and check for licenses and those kind of things generated another $160,000. I think it was a quarter for the SPCA.
Well, unfortunately, it's on the, more animals have died because of it. I mean, counterintuitive, basically.
Okay, I'm going to stop for a second.